Hi guys, welcome to this new video. This is gonna be so random. I honestly just felt like switching on the camera and talking to you. You guys are like my literal diary. You know me so well. I've been sharing so many of my ups and downs. I feel like I just really need to talk to someone right now. I'm just sat here. It's like Friday. It's like 1 p.m. and I'm literally hyperventilating. My mind is just going like 360. I wish somebody actually filmed me for the last 24 hours because I feel like I've just been in such a whirlwind of emotions, and I really don't know whether it's because my birthday is approaching soon. I'm turning 29 in July, and I just feel like, where did my 20s go? But this is not going to be a birthday breakdown usual Brie type of video, because I just really genuinely feel like something clicked in me last night, and I'm just so grateful. So I always look for like signs and affirmations and sort of deeper meaning behind certain situations in life. And so yesterday, I didn't think too much of anything. I was just sat at home. I was like applying for jobs, as right now I'm not working. And yesterday was like supposed to be my grandmother's birthday, so it's like a big day, right? It's just, your family member's birthday. I just went to meet my neighbors literally next door, and we were just chatting about life, because this neighbor of mine, she's just very interested in starting her brand. Sorry, Astra's just making noises here, so ignore this. But yeah, she's just very interested in making her own brand, and I've just been like so against it for such a long time. So this is where this whole video idea is kind of going towards. It's just launching a brand in a way. I know I've talked about this before. I think I've talked about this on stories years ago, and you guys, like I said, you're my literal diary. You're my audience, you're my friends. I think I share with you more than my actual real friends in real life. And it took me a conversation yesterday to have with my neighbor, and I feel just so incredibly inspired. I went to bed at 5 in the morning. It was bright actually outside. I remember I looked out the window, I was like, oh my god, it's bright. Shoot, I should be sleeping. But anyways, I really cannot think of anything else. I just so generally want to do something with my life, and I don't know if it's, I feel influenced, and maybe I'm just being like irrational and acting too crazy with my emotions, but like I always had this internal struggle, especially for the last like 4 or 5 years, where I was like, we don't need another brand, we don't need another, I don't know, product, and we don't need more waste on this planet, and I don't want to sell myself online. And it's just this internal chatter where I just felt like I can just live. I don't need to make something extraordinary out of my life. And it really took me again to not be working, to actually think like, what do I want to do next? And in fact, I'll be so honest with you, I even went for an interview at a nursery the other day, just because I was like sending out my CVs, and it's like, oh, what should I do? Should I do PR, marketing, like what, because I thought that working a full-time job in this digital world, and just like, this constant advertising space that we live in, it's actually like the humble way, like it's the real genuine old school way to have a job, and to just be this normal person and not have to sell yourself online. But then my neighbor, she challenged me so much, and I honestly wish, like I said, somebody captured that conversation that I had yesterday, because it was just so inspiring to just sit and be like, okay, but maybe there is a different perspective of the whole situation. Maybe the way that I'm perceiving things is not necessarily the only way. Like, I mean, sometimes you get so fixated on your thoughts, and you think that this is how things should be, or this is how things are, when in reality, maybe it takes a little, as I say, mustard seed to just have a different approach to the situation. So what I'm trying to get to is basically, she made me think that I thought that I was doing the right thing by working, because I've tried this influencer thing, it didn't work out for me. And living in the Middle East, it's just, there's different challenges here in terms of content creation. Like, I really noticed that there's certain type of creators being favored here, and I'm being brutally honest, and I think we all know about this by now, but it's true. Like, I felt discouraged, I felt like unmotivated, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And it took me maybe like now to just sit on my ass, excuse my English, but like really took me to sit on my ass for a couple of weeks and to really think like, are you just gonna let life flow by? Because I bought like so many books in the past. I bought like business books, how to open a business, whatever. I never read it because I was like, whatever, it's not gonna happen, it's not for me. Everyone around me is doing it, but it's not for me. And I don't know, I really think that what she said, like my neighbor, what she told me is actually true. She's like, look, you think that by working for someone you're doing the right thing, but you're actually, instead of selling yourself online, you're selling your time to someone. And I was like, whoa, actually that kind of like touched me, in my heart. And I was like, it's the time that I won't get back. And it is so true. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with working full-time, but I do have an audience, I do have creative ideas. It's just that I don't have the right mindset, or I didn't have the right mindset, or I didn't feel inspired enough. And even now, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just technically venting to you. I don't really think, you know, something might be born out of this just yet, but I just do feel like I could at least give it a try and do something with my life, challenge myself in different, I don't know, areas, just not just kind of let it fly by, where I'm just constantly working for someone and constantly allowing the outside situations and people affect my life, and I'm just watching like a viewer, like a bystander, you know. It is scary. And speaking of scary, it's funny because this morning I was like, you know, it's Friday. I hate to admit it, but I watch the Kardashians on Fridays, and so I had a coffee. I'm just chilling here, as you see, with Astro, and I was watching the latest episode that came out last night in the US, and Courtney was talking about how she's scared to launch the brand, and just, you know, how she feels like now is the right time, that she's happy in her relationship and whatever, but she didn't feel like somebody influenced her decision to create something of her own.
It's crazy that literally for 5 years you wanted to do this.
When the energy in your life isn't right, it's like hard to do something. It's like the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Oh.
I've been wanting to do it for 5 years. It just hasn't been the right scenario. It was more deals with other brands, and this is creating my own brand, which felt overwhelming as far as like ingredients and, you know, making sure the quality's good and all of that, the packaging. But like, that seems, it's a much harder task to take on. So it was just the time when I felt like ready to do that.
Is anything about that scary?
It's scary launching something because people are also really critical of us specifically. So I think it's like, what if they tear apart the packaging, the price? I think it was like the pressure, mostly from Kim, like, what's your business? I have my thing and I have my thing, and then it's like, but what's yours? I felt like true to myself, taking my time and not rushing it just to get it out or on someone else's agenda. It's like just doing it when I felt like it was good. Timing is everything. Being in like a healthy, happy relationship, I think, was a big part of it. I felt like I was in this place in my life, like I felt confident and I felt like I had all the answers.
For me, maybe I am being influenced and I'm acting a bit emotionally right now because, yeah, I had this, you know, inspiring conversation and I don't really know what I want to do, but I feel like I've been just sitting for so long on my butt. I just feel like I don't have something of my own. Like, social media was something that I did as a hobby, as a passion, so maybe I could say that that's something that I created, but it's not really like tangible. It's not really like I can say, oh, I put my like labor in this. This was more something like a pastime activity. It's like a hobby. It's something that I truly love to do, especially like YouTube videos, not so much the Instagram. And yeah, this is just very honest from my heart type of conversation I'm having with you guys, so I hope you appreciate where I'm coming from, and I would love to hear your ideas because, I mean, I thought about it for a long time, and I wish, oh my god, this is unbelievable, I wish I could show you the sketch that I had for at least 4 or 5 years in my notebook that I threw away the other day just because I was going through all like old papers and like throwing away things. So this is where like you can tell I'm going through a transformation when I start to throw away things, and I start to give things, when I start to sell things. Like, this is where I make space for new things to arrive in my life. And maybe like a week ago I threw away this page where I had a sketch of a brand, and I don't want to say the name, I don't want to tell you what it was, but it was a sketch that I had in my notebook for such a long time, and I'm so shocked that I threw it away because it would be so interesting to see if I ever create something whether it would resemble that. And I think I might have asked this already, but what do you think I could do that would be my own? Because I really think I love jewelry. Like, I really think jewelry is something that I would like to create, and maybe, but I mean, you know, the first stop and like the brick wall that I faced right away is that like, oh, but I haven't said anything, I don't know where to start, what do I do? Oh, so it's like all this panic and all this negative chatter, like stop, don't even try to do it, is where I need to realize, be like, okay, look, you will never know if you don't try. So maybe you could share with me where would you see me. I'm not fishing for ideas, but I just genuinely wonder, like, what do you associate me with? Because, like, you know, we have certain people we follow for makeup, we have certain people we follow for cooking, we have certain people we follow for fitness. So I just wonder, what would you see me, like, which category do you see me fall in, so to say? Yeah, I have so many friends that have their brands and they are thriving and they're just doing so well. I would love to just know if you would be interested in watching my journey and if I should actually go ahead with it. Anyways, I think that that's all I wanted to share for now. I am gonna be going now to one lady's house because I am doing something that I feel a bit sad about, but not really. So I'm selling my very first designer bag. I do think that I mentioned this at some point throughout my videos, that I was thinking to keep this because, like, you know, I worked so hard for my first designer bag, but now I'm letting go of attachments of things in my life, just like I said, to make space for new things. And it feels so good when you see that there's new opportunities opening up once something else ends in your life. I'm thinking to even actually go and spend the money that I'm gonna get today for a iPad, which I've never ever in my life wanted. Like, seriously, I'm not the kind of girl who is like very digital and I need to have the latest tech. No, not at all like that. But it's just been on my mind to get an iPad because I feel like everyone who has an iPad has their life so together, and I really want to have my life together, and I feel like having an iPad would help me achieve that. Because there's certain apps, and you know, with the Apple Pen, it's just such a nice way to have everything just digital. Like, I don't know, I'm very old school when it comes to taking notes, and that's why I had so many pages and papers, and I still have some papers that I need to go through from years ago because I just like write the most random things and I'm not organized in that sense. And it's hard because you're messy, you know, when you have notes there and, oh, I want to watch this movie and I want to try this, and oh, and I need to check this program or app or website, and it's just scattered everywhere around your house. Not like in a sense that it's like untidy, like, I mean, we don't have things lying around, but it's just unorganized the way I store information, and it's a thing I really need to work on. So I feel like, you know, even like having a digital Bible, like I've seen so many girls on TikTok, they're like highlighting things on their iPad and stuff, and it looks just so organized. I mean, I can definitely do that, you know, I have like markers and stuff for my Bible, but you know where I'm coming from. Like, it just gives you that extra motivation. Like, just when you have a new workout set, it just gives you a motivation to work out. So I feel the same way with having an iPad. But I do feel bad because I just got a new MacBook after like 11 years for my upcoming birthday as a gift. So I kind of feel like, should I really be spending this money, especially since I'm not working and I'm thinking of launching a brand? But I think a lot of people actually design things and create things on their iPad. So I really feel like this is a tool that's kind of a necessity if you want to launch something, especially because now everything is just so digital. I'm just feeling like somebody just put a lightning bolt, and I'm like, why did I waste so many years over analyzing things and just like being so much in my head when I should have just tried and done things? I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but I haven't felt certainly like this for a very long time. So I'm very grateful for this extra motivation. And you know, when you go to bed when the sun is up, you know something's changing in your life. So I really want to do something, and I always felt inspired by other people's stories. So let's see where this goes. I don't know, I'm just declaring that whatever comes next in my life, I hope it is blossoming and in full fruition. And I just wish that I will feel fulfilled, because that was my main concern about social media, that I never truly felt fulfilled. I really want to do something from a business perspective, but I also really want to feel fulfilled. Rant over. I'll talk to you soon. Also, I just remembered, sorry, I just went to quickly change upstairs, and I was just thinking in my head, like, did I say everything I wanted to say? I just remembered that in my last video I was saying to you guys that I'll be going to Kuwait, and I was actually supposed to be literally like there now. Like, I was supposed to leave on the 2nd of June. I had everything, like my visa, my airplane tickets, everything sorted, and unfortunately they canceled because apparently like the Louis Vuitton team didn't receive the entire collection. So now the whole like event is being moved to fall, and I feel like, you know, it maybe just was supposed to be like that. Maybe it was supposed to work out that I'm here and, you know, going through this little situation that I went through last night and stuff, that I was supposed to be present and at home. And yet, like, everything in Dubai in the summer kind of like dies down, the events and stuff. Usually like from like June onwards, a lot of people leave because the heat just becomes incredible and it's literally unbearable. Like, even now I'm sitting without the AC in the house and I'm like, it's hot, like I can feel it, you know. I feel like everything just happens for a reason, and it's just so beautiful to like watch the perfect timing like unfold in front of you. And only when you look back in retrospect, you're like, wow, okay, so this happened because X, Y, and Z. It all makes sense and it all kind of clicks. So I was driving and like thinking about how I really wanted a first designer bag, and I really thought like, this is the one I'm gonna keep forever. But honestly, now it's just more like I'm proud of the girl who was able to work hard to afford her first designer bag, but I'm so happy to let it go to a person who's hopefully gonna wear it and make more use out of it than I did. I mean, I did wear it a lot, but then it was just sitting in my closet for years. And I'm really tempted to get the iPad because I feel like at least I'm gonna get more use out of it than the bag that's just sitting in the closet, you know what I mean? So hopefully if I do get the iPad today, I'm gonna be more efficient and stuff. I don't know, I'm just excited. Maybe it's just a new distraction, a new device. I don't know, it's also not maybe smart. Maybe I should just keep the money for a little bit, but I'm just being honest and transparent with you with the purchases I make. All right, talking nonsense now, let's go. I must be completely out of my mind to be going to Dubai Mall on a Friday because the traffic is insane. I'm sure the parking lot is gonna be insane as well. But then I thought about it, I'm like, I haven't really gone out in a few days, like I literally haven't left the house. So it might just be not the worst idea. So wish me luck to find a good parking spot. Okay, success parking found after like driving around for 15 minutes in Dubai Mall parking. We parked, we're good. Always gives me so much anxiety because it's just so busy. So guys, I ended up getting the iPad Pro. We're just talking with the lovely sales assistant at Apple and she said the exact same thing, that a new device inspires you to get your life together. How cool.